Good afternoon, YouTube. DutyRon checking back in. I am a retired New York City police detective, 20 plus years of service, checking in with a tragic end to a case out of Colorado. Gannon Stauch remains recovered on Wednesday. This week we've all been dealing with the coronavirus, so I haven't been following it, but I just wanted to report live to you guys in regards to this case. Very sad. Prayers and thoughts go out to his mom, dad, and his family, having to suffer again, double suffering for the family now that the remains have been recovered. The medical examiner's office outside of Pensacola, Florida, has positively identified the remains. The news is reporting it as tentative, but they wouldn't be putting it out if there wasn't a, it's probably pending official word or official viewing of the remains by the family. So my heart and my prayers go out to his mom and dad and his entire family. The pain and suffering that they are enduring at this time during a recovery is just beyond words. But now we could work on prosecuting and getting closure. Hello to all my channel members. Stephanie, thank you so much for being in here. Hello, Daphne, Joey, Brooklyn, all the great ones. Cinnamon, hot. Hey, how are you, Mimi, Jay? So, I said I was going to cease all crime cases. This is one that I've already covered and talked about, and the only time that I would do any type of video like this is when there's breaking news, and the media released it today. I know that it might have been out a little bit earlier. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Michelle. Honey Badger, thank you so much for being in here. Scout Inquirer, thank you. Lamar Watkins, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Just scrolling back on the chat real quick. Hold on a second. Oh, I have top chat on. That's no good. We'll go to live. Meglo, great to see you. Channel member, Patreon supporter, and a great friend. Hi, Donna. How are you? Darlene, good to see you. It was in Pensacola, Florida, outside Florida, Pensacola. And it was a Wednesday recovery. Today is Friday. It gives the medical examiner time to do an examination. This means that, Lady T, how are you? I'm doing well. It says to me, as a law enforcement, as a detective, as an investigator, obviously she crossed state lines with his remains, which is obviously an additional charge as well. Anytime that you, and that explains some of the charges that were initially arraigned onto her. So Colorado was notified Wednesday, yes. But the official report from the ME, don't forget, when there's a body, when there's remains that are left for many months, for more than 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months, you're looking at major decomposition, and it makes it difficult at best, depending on the, you have very warm temperatures in Florida, you have wildlife, you have a whole host of situations that the medical examiner is taxed with. So it is not an easy thing, ladies and gentlemen. So it takes a little bit extra time. Cruise Boston, thank you so much. I hope so too. I hope so too. And I could say this, with the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, the El Paso County Sheriffs, and state, local, and federal involved in this, you could bet your bottom dollar that they're going to get as much evidence as they can to sink her and put her behind bars as long as humanly possible for the rest of her life. She won't ever see the light of day, and that's the good news. Did she have help? Did she have help? That's anybody's guess, but I would have to say, if you're asking me, I feel strongly that she didn't do an act alone. She doesn't seem like someone who can handle this alone, so I'm sure that there may be a good chance that she did not act alone. So I'll read the official statement. This is an official statement from the authorities. Florida medical examiner has tentatively identified the remains of a young boy found near Pensacola Wednesday as 11-year-old Gannon Stauch. He was last seen January 27th. His stepmom, the last person believed to have seen him alive, was arrested for the boy's murder earlier this month. Here's a quick news. Here's a quick news briefing from Santa Rosa County, Florida. Florida medical examiner tentatively identified the remains of the 11-year-old Letecia Stauch, was taken into custody in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, following weeks of searches in El Paso and southern Douglas County in Colorado. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office did not say how Gannon is believed to have died. Earlier, investigators said they did not believe the boy was alive. Now, I would have to say that the medical examiner, for the most part, they have very, very sophisticated technology to determine cause of death. But yeah, Colorado did abolish the death penalty, so she will do life in prison. Chris, 22, Open Minds, Lake Lizard. Chris, 22, Nellie Bell, and all. I appreciate you guys being in here. This is the worst possible case scenario, but I was already prepared for this because I knew that there would be a recovery. As a matter of fact, I had said that when they took her into custody, I have a feeling that she was kind of leading them to it. Urban Explorer, great to see you, my friend. There he is, Neil, recovering from coronavirus symptoms, and also Jack's mom, who is battling the symptoms as well. Good to see you. Thank you, Jack's mom, for being in here. Deanna Webb, great to see you. Thank you for joining. So for those of you just joining the broadcast, the remains of Gannon have been recovered outside of Pensacola County, Florida. The sheriff's office down there confirmed today through the medical examiner's office. When they say tentative, I know as a police professional, they're not releasing that if it's not pretty much close to a full identification. When they say tentative, that means family didn't physically get down there yet to say, yes, this is him. And I don't think that they're going to be able to make an identification because of the time that has elapsed in between. Karen Wise, good to see you. Kathleen, thank you for joining. Angie, thank you for being in here. AD, thank you so much for being here on the broadcast. Daphne, great to see you. Joey Brooklyn, Mahid, Salam. We are in the midst of fighting coronavirus, COVID-19. Here in New York City, it is at epidemic proportions. We have thousands and thousands of cases overnight. Every night from the last 2 nights, it's been 1,000+ cases, confirmed cases, because the testing has been ramped up. So we are pretty much all hunkered down here in New York and throughout the United States. But here, especially in New York, we're keeping ourselves clean. We're washing our hands. Social distancing is in full effect. There will be no lockdown. There is no lockdown. Guys, let me just make this really clear. There is no lockdown anywhere in the United States. There's talk about in California as a lockdown. Basically, you can only leave your house to get food and necessities. Food, supplies, medicine. If you want to take a walk around the block to clear your head, you're allowed to go out and take a walk around the block. So guys and girls, don't get the idea that this is martial law and that we are confined. I am here in my backyard. It's beautiful out here. I have my umbrella open. I'll show you guys a little bit real quick what I got going on here in the yard. It's really nice. I got my umbrella. Up, and the sun is shining, or it was shining a little bit earlier. So, we're out and about. We are, I could get in my car and take a ride and, go to the beach or go to a parking lot. And as long as I'm not around a bunch of people, it's all good. Nowhere in America is anyone locked in. So I have a paradise here. There's a big screen TV out here. There's a ceiling fan. I have my refrigerator outside. I got running water. We are just keeping ourselves socially disconnected. And you know what? That's not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a bad thing. Savvy over in Hawaii. Aloha to my good friend Savage Savvy. Thank you so much. Count me in, and all are really appreciated. Thank you so much for being in here. So there you go, Darlene. Not a cloud in the sky. Not a cloud in the sky. Here, but me in Florida. There you go. So it's beautiful. Guys, take this opportunity to clear your head, read a book, get out there, educate yourself on what's going on with COVID-19. Do not panic. Please, please, open minds. We are all living the dream. Do not get involved in fear mongering or listening to people who are going to tell you the world is coming to an end. I just want to get centered in the shot. Do not get involved in negativity. Stay away from people who are going to try to drag you down and make you negative. Ray, thank you so much for pouring me a drink. There goes a drink from my good friend Ray. Thank you so much for being in here. Ray D is a great friend of mine from Periscope. Blondie, thank you so much. Mrs. DutyRon is making dinner right now inside. She came out and gave me the 5-minute message. She just came out before and went like this. So she's like the producer behind the scenes. So definitely stay home, wash your hands, keep your social distancing in effect. Guys, you know, that's the best case scenario is, you know, you want to just limit your contacts with anybody if you can. Limit your contacts and you guys will all be okay. But let me just refocus for those of you who are rejoining. The body of Gannon Stauch has been recovered outside of Pensacola, Florida. That's the 11-year-old boy from Colorado that was brutally murdered by his stepmom, Letecia. His body was recovered on the 18th. I believe that was the 18th of March. Yes. St. Patty's Day was Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday the 18th. They brought him into the medical examiner's office, and it took a full 2 days. Usually a medical examiner office recovery, a body, let's say, God forbid, someone gets shot or killed out on the street, you bring him into the medical examiner's office, and in the morning I would come and make the identification as a police officer. So it would be just hours later that they would do an autopsy and be able to make a positive ID. This took a full 2 days for them to make the ID because of the length of time, ladies and gentlemen, the length of time that his body was out there. So allegedly, reports that I read is he was recovered in some type of ditch somewhere. So I don't know what they're referring to or what they're saying, but more details will come out. I'm looking at authorities believe the human remains found of Gannon Stauch in Florida, tentatively ID'd. So, you know, there's tons of stories. I'm not going to play audio because, again, we are in a time of crisis. We're in a national, the president has declared a national emergency, state of emergency throughout the United States. So I'm not going to get into the, you know, the details of this, but let's just stay focused on what's important is the prayers and blue hearts for Gannon and his family. May he rest in peace, and may the parents now get some closure to bring their boy home and have a proper funeral or burial, whatever they decide to do. So may God look over that family in time of crises, in the time of mourning the death of their son, the brutal murder. So I would have to say that this is the first and foremost focus that we as human beings should have. It doesn't matter about the details. Justice, the wheels of justice will prevail in this case. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, the wheels of justice will prevail. We saw 3 weeks ago the press conference with all of the authorities, the federal authorities, the state, local. They all were emotional about this case. You can bet your bottom dollar, ladies and gentlemen, that they will get justice for Gannon. There is no question in my mind that our premier law enforcement, the federal government, the feds will get justice, and they will bring to the fullest extent of law Letecia will go and never see the light of day. And that's what's going to happen in this case. Tori Hartman, thank you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you being in here. Oh my God, DutyRon, weren't we just talking about the suitcase issue? Yes, we were. Yes, we were. Just the other day. And guys, if you're not subscribed or following Tori Hartman, I recommend you go follow her channel. She is one of the good ones. She's one of the good ones out there. I have personally met her myself, and I give the 100% 2 thumbs up for Tori Hartman. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, not the 2 peace signs, the 2 thumbs up for Tori Hartman. She is awesome. So yes, Astro Haterade. A quick shout to all of my channel members, all of my Patreon supporters, and all the people who are following me on all things social media. One word, DutyRon, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Please go over and subscribe and follow me on those social media platforms so we can continue the conversation. I also have my Facebook, my Discord group. Message me at DutyRon on Facebook. I can add you to the police and crime chat group and also my YouTube video share group. Those are great groups to be in. There are around 1,000 members in those groups combined totaled, and it's growing every day. So if you want to get into those groups, the Discord is fantastic. We do voice conversations. We talk about COVID-19 in the Discord group, and there's so much information. We have videos that we share. We share movies in the movie channel. We have conversations about food. We have a food channel. It is a chock full of really good information. So follow me on those things. I am going to run, guys. May Gannon rest in peace and his family find closure. I will send you guys a lot of love and respect from my house to yours. Let's all take a moment to check on our neighbors, make those phone calls. Don't go and have in-person contacts, but call your neighbor, call an elderly loved one. Cherish the ones you love. Take this moment to enjoy peace, quiet, and serenity. We have beautiful surroundings around us. I am here in my backyard. Enjoy these moments, guys. Enjoy these peaceful and quiet moments. All right? I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I may be live later on tonight. Let's see what goes on, and we'll do an update on COVID-19 later on. Yes, Tori, you took the words right out of my mouth. So, guys, a lot of love and respect from DutyRon in New York City. I will speak to you on the next one. Thank you for joining. God bless America. God bless the world. Thank you, guys.